Someone shared a screenshot of a few Weibo posts from Chinese students. The day before, I was preparing for an exam, but on the second day, we were ordered by the school to leave campus and return home right away. This happened without giving us any time to prepare, nor were we given any kind of notification beforehand. She also said, what was very strange is that the convenience store that is located near the school almost ran out of storage. Someone replied, this week is supposed to be finals week, and winter break officially starts on December 29th, which is also the day that all the examinations will be finished. However, it is really strange that they suddenly canceled all of the exams and asked students to return home on December 27th. Someone replied, under normal circumstances, it's difficult to understand why they can't even wait for 2 days. Perhaps it's because the school administration received an order from above saying that the student dorms, school buildings, and the entire campus would be used for specific purposes. Someone replied, the epidemic situation this month is likely a lot more serious than what's reported in the media. All the higher ed institutions around the country received notices regarding arranging students to leave campus and return home. Our school also abruptly changed the final examination schedule. As a result, all of us started our holiday break 10 days earlier than we usually do. Someone shared that ever since December 23rd, many new cases are confirmed in Xinjiang on a daily basis. The actual number of people who are infected is a lot more than the official number reported in the media. According to netizens from Xinjiang, according to insider information, the virus that caused the second outbreak is a variant of the one identified in Europe earlier. However, the Chinese government does not allow it to be reported. Someone replied, the Beijing municipal government does not allow this to be reported either, nor does it allow residents to spread this. Given that this COVID variant has been identified around the world, this wave of the pandemic may be the greatest gray rhino in the first half of 2021. A study conducted by the Chinese Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, revealed that almost 500,000 people may have contracted COVID in Wuhan. This number is 10 times the official figure. The study tested for antibodies in blood serum samples from about 34,000 people in Wuhan, in addition to residents of other cities and provinces. According to a statement from China's Center for Disease Control and Prevention, an antibody rate of 4.43% among the population of Wuhan, which is about 11 million people, was identified. This basically suggested that more than 487,000 people have been infected, which is 10 times of the officially reported cases of merely 50,354. Someone replied, this again proved if you want to know the real death toll in China, you have to write a 0 after the last digit of the officially reported data. Someone replied, this estimation that nearly 500,000 people died in Wuhan is very similar to the number estimated based on the number of urns available for pickup, as reported earlier. Someone replied, in a country that the ruling regime imprisons whistleblowers as well as those that spread it, do you really believe that its claim that it has successfully combated the battle against COVID, that is, the epidemic situation is under control? Someone replied, it was the people that were controlled, not the epidemic. Someone replied, it is no coincidence that the Chinese government decided to release the study at this point. It may signal that it will deflect the blame for the current rise of COVID cases to the government agency that concealed the real data. Looking back at the history of the CCP, it's not hard to recognize that the real intent of admitting a responsibility for something is to hide a greater responsibility that is a lot more serious. Knowing this, it may not be unreasonable to conclude that the truth about the pandemic situation in China, both before and at the present, once revealed, will shock the world. Someone replied, looking back at the past year, since COVID's initial outbreak, over 80 million people have been infected, over 1.77 million have died. However, 15 new billionaires emerged in the global pharmaceutical industry, and it's important to note that half of these billionaires come from mainland China. So essentially this suggests that the CCP has again profited a great deal due to the pandemic. Someone shared the cost of self-quarantining at a hotel in Shenyang. The notice said that the standard charge for one room, one night per person is 500 yuan. 14 days cost will automatically be charged upon checking in. In addition, one time of serum testing and nucleic acid testing cost 286 yuan. The price was set by the City Center for Disease Control and Prevention. And a miscellaneous deposit is 1,000 yuan, so adding these all up, the total is 8,286 yuan. Someone shared that starting on December 25th, a man started his detention of 5 days simply because he attempted to build a cooking fire outdoors. A netizen wondered, didn't Xi Jinping proclaim that poverty has been eradicated and that Chinese people have all been lifted out of poverty? Why is it that this man did not use natural gas for cooking? Someone replied, upon reading this news, I immediately called my parents in China, telling them to stop using firewood for cooking, but instead use electricity. However, I'm not really sure if using electricity for cooking will also be restricted. It is so difficult to live in China as an ordinary person. Someone shared this picture and this report, saying that Dengzhuang County's party officials confiscated ordinary Chinese people's coal and removed their stoves despite the freezing weather. This happened on December 12th. The article also noted that not a single household was left in this campaign. Someone replied, I've heard of the story of sending charcoal amid the snow, but I've never heard of removing stoves amid the snowy weather. Someone shared this video clip showing how elderly people are truly being treated amid the pandemic. This elderly lady was extremely hungry and wanted to visit her son. However, the epidemic prevention personnel blocked her from doing so.
没有老头儿，你走家，别出来，别出来！
累死我了！回家不让你出来，你闭口罩给我戴上。我戴上看不见，看不见你老实回家坐得了呗，你出来干什么？我想在家坐着，我上儿家去吃饭，我还没。
快回家，别出来啊！快点回家！
赶快回家吧！你等会儿的，我上我儿家去，我还没吃饭，我饿了。你站住！哎呦我的妈呀！
Take you in, child, we will bring you home. You'll be a flower that sees the spring.